What is the most insane thing you witnessed in your high school years?
Back in high school, I thought I'd seen it all, with the crews, fights, the usual teenage nonsense. I was a junior, 16, at a mid-sized public school in a suburban town near Dallas. Not too fancy, but not a dump either. Kids were wild, sure, but nothing prepared me for the most degenerate thing I witnessed. Something so bizarre it's burned into my brain like hot iron. It was spring of my junior year, and the school was buzzing with prom season hype. I wasn't big on dances, so I spent most afternoons in the library grinding through AP Chem homework. The library was my peace and quiet, or so I thought. One day, I'm tucked in the back corner by the reference section when I hear this weird shuffling behind the stacks. Not the usual someone's sneaking snacks shuffle, like someone was trying not to get caught. Curiosity got me. I peeked through a gap in the bookshelves, expecting maybe a couple making out or someone cheating off a study guide. Nope. There, in the dim corner where the encyclopedias nobody used gathered dust, was Derek, a senior known for being the kind of guy who'd sell you his grandma for a cigarette. He wasn't alone. With him were two other seniors, let's call them Mike and Tara, and they were running what I can only describe as a black market cafeteria scam, but with a twist so gross it made my stomach turn. Here's the deal. Our school had a strict no outside food policy because of allergies or some nonsense, so the cafeteria was the only food source unless you brought a sad PB&J from home. Derek, Mike, and Tara had figured out how to game the system. They'd been stealing leftover cafeteria food, soggy fries, half-eaten burgers, stuff from the seconds tray kids barely touched, and were smuggling it out in their backpacks. But they weren't just reselling it to cheapskates. They were running a secret food fight club in the old art supply closet down the hall, charging underclassmen $5 a head to join. I followed them without making myself noticed. It was hard. The closet was a mess. Paint cans, old easels, and now a table with a pile of pilfered food. Kids, mostly freshmen, were crammed in, giggling nervously. Derek was hyping it up like some underground fight promoter. "Pay up and you're in for the show," he barked. The show wasn't just eating stolen fries. They turned it into this sick game where they'd dare each other to eat the grossest combos, like dipping fries in expired yogurt or mixing mystery meat with chocolate syrup from the dessert station. If you puked, you were out. If you kept it down, you got street cred and a free soda they'd also stolen. Tara was the ringleader, goading kids to prove they weren't soft. Mike filmed it on his phone, probably to blackmail someone later. I saw one kid, this scrawny freshman, gag on a spoonful of what looked like tuna salad mixed with pudding. He ran out, green-faced, while the others laughed like it was the funniest thing ever. It was grim, like watching a dystopian lunchroom reality show. I didn't stick around long. The smell alone, rancid food and teenage sweat, was enough to make me retreat. I never snitched, mostly because I didn't want Derek's crew targeting me. But word got out when a janitor found the closet reeking of vomit and fries. The trio got suspended and were forced to help the janitor clean up their mess, and the school cracked down harder on cafeteria rules. I still can't look at cafeteria trays without gagging a little. That scene, kids paying to eat garbage in a closet for attention, was the most gruesome thing I saw in high school. It wasn't just the grossness, it was how they turned desperation for popularity into something so twisted. I stayed far away from Derek's crowd, happy to stick to my boring library corner.